Once there was an old woman, and she had been walking for a long time and her feet hurt. And finally she came to a little town, and she went up to the very first door of the very first house, and she knocked upon the door. A young woman answered. "What do you want?" "Oh, I'm just passing through, and I was hoping you could spare a little bit of food or something to drink." "No, I've nothing for you." And the young woman closed the door in her face. So she tried the next house, but the answer was the same, and the next, and the next, and the next. And finally she was so tired and so hungry that she just sat down on a little bench to gather up her energy and strength. She heard a noise then, the sound of a galloping horse, and she looked and she saw, coming up the main road into the town square, was this huge black horse, and up atop him was this handsome young man with a long flowing cape. And then she heard the sound of all the windows on all the houses being flung open, and women and men leaning out to see the young man approach. They ran from their houses carrying goblets of their finest wine and platters of their best cheese and meat, and they fought with each other to feed him. The old woman was not amused. She waited until the crowd had gone away, and she made her way up to the young man on the horse, and she got his attention the best way she could, tugging on his trouser leg, and he looked down. "Yes? Excuse me, are you the king?" "Me? The king? No, I'm not the king." "Oh. Why do you ask?" "Well," she says, "when I got here I knocked on all these houses, and not one person spared me a morsel of food. And you, when you got here, sure they were fighting to give you the finest things they had. So I want to know, who are you? What's your name?" And the young man, he said, I said that. Well, my name is Story. Everywhere I go, everyone wants to see me because everyone wants to hear what I have to say. And you being treated so terrible, who are you to be treated this way? What's your name?" "Oh," she says, "that. Well, my name is Truth. Everywhere I go, no one wants to see me. No one wants to hear what I have to say. They all close the door in my face." And the young man, he thought for a moment, and he said, "Do you see my fine big horse?" "I do," she says. "And do you see my fine long flowing cape?" "I do," she says. "Well, you could hide up here under my cape, and we could travel the world together. Whenever I get food, you'll get food. Whenever I get wine, you'll get wine." "That's a great idea," she says. And so that's why to this day, inside every story, there's a little bit of truth.